The following is a presentation of the Anti-Conformist Radio Network.
The Unnecessary Hour on the Anti-Conformist Radio Network.
That's right. It is the Unnecessary Hour. Is it necessary?
No, but it's an hour.
That's right. Morrissey on the mic here with you, along with my cohort, J10 in the passenger seat this evening. And we got somebody wandering around in the booth back there. Who is that tonight?
You know who I am. You've said my name
Jesus.
1,000 times.
All right, that's right. Angus. He's a
We
new.
fired that guy.
No, he's actually a new hire. We fired the last guy because I don't know.
What was his name? Dingus?
Oh, yeah, really? You've got to go there.
Yeah, okay,
No,
that's
just
great.
stop.
Dingus, yeah, that's right. He was an Australian dog of some sort. That's right. Half man, half.
Oh, that's really funny. Did you write that one yourself?
Okay, Angus.
Yes, he did write that himself.
Yes, I did. I wrote it on the men's room wall along with your phone number there, Angus.
Oh, you're really you're batting 1,000 a night, eh?
How would you even know about that? You're like, aren't you from like Norway or something?
It's Scotland, you little prick.
Okay.
How do you spell that? S-C-U-T, Scotland?
I'm just gonna pretend I don't need to hear you.
Well, I guess you could just hit the dump button. Anyway, we're not going to make.
Yeah,
this
we have a show.
Yeah, we actually have a show, but actually, Angus is one of the. He's one of the top call screener coffee boys.
Bullshit, he just presses a button and just spits in my water.
Well, if I am your coffee boy, I will spit in your fucking coffee.
Nice attitude.
That's great.
Yeah.
You're
Way
going
to go,
go,
Angus.
Yeah, exactly. You're going
Sweet.
places around here, unlike that last guy, who, like I say, he got terminated. I think it had something to do with watching porn on a company computer.
Oh, no.
Was that what it was? I mean, I think he was pulling up all kinds. Was it his grandmother or something like that?
Oh, whoa.
I mean, it's bad enough to use company resources to watch pornography at work.
That's awfully funny, Morrissey. Porn is actually our topic of today.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Now, let me see here.
Oh, Jesus.
Angus, could you please... Jesus, what are you, a doctor? This is like a prescription.
Is that an Easter egg?
Is that an Easter egg?
No, but I'll be putting an Easter egg up.
Okay, no, that's great.
Yeah, your writing's about as shitty as your accent.
He's
know.
gonna bring a gun to work. You realize
Shillelagh.
that, don't you? Shillelagh. He went to the bathroom. Okay, well, that's okay. That's all right. He's allowed to. He's allowed to relieve himself every now and then.
Anyway, what's our topic for today?
Well, yeah, like I was saying about the last call screener, and I think a couple of people in the marketing department were watching pornography in the office, and apparently, like, porn in the workplace is like a bad thing.
Porn in the workplace.
I never got that memo. Did you?
Memo.
I mean, God, how many strippers have we had in here? I mean, wouldn't that be technically considered? Well, we weren't actually doing anything. Well, maybe some of us were, but we're not going to go there. So,
Ding dong.
but that reminds me. Do you remember, like, when you were like a teenager, like an adult or an adolescent, trying to watch pornography on the what were they called? Like the scrambled channels on cable, on basic cable.
Oh, the flea fights, right?
The flea fights.
What'd you call them again?
The squiggly channels.
Squigglies.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay.
because they were like scrambled channels that you couldn't actually like see anything. You might occasionally see like a nipple, and you might occasionally see the the whole.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was that softcore stuff. All you see was bush.
That's true, and not the beer either.
Ooh, no.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, what's worse?
What's worse? Milwaukee's Beast.
Ugh.
Some people would call a few of my ex-girlfriends by that name, but that's okay. Actually, I imagine, I think Angus's wife, I think some people call her Milwaukee's Beast.
Oh no.
So,
She's not from Milwaukee, you prick.
well, where is she from, Angus?
I told you she's from Seattle.
Oh, even better.
Oh yeah.
Great. So, what does she drink a lot of Starbucks when it rains? Yeah. Anyway, so
Anyway, porn. Yeah.
porn. Yeah, porn.
Like Skinamax. What do you call it?
Skinamax. Yeah, Skinamax, the Playboy Channel. What was the other one? The Spice Channel.
Spice.
The Spice Channel. Yeah.
You ever watch what was that one? I thought it was hilarious. Taxi Cab Confessions. You ever see that one?
I've actually never seen that.
Well, basically, it's a random like taxi cab, and they have a camera, and they film all the weird shit and all the weird conversations, and sometimes people like beef in the back seat.
Wow.
Not like Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well,
Fuck it. Never mind.
Well, in other words, it's like real, like basically disappointing sex, like it is for most people.
I guess some weird shit goes on.
Well, so, I mean that's how I'd classify most of it. I mean, most people have this these preconceived notions that sex is like what you see in the porn, and it's really not. It really isn't, because I mean,
do you think
most people are actually asymmetrical, but
Yeah, do you think any of those porn actors know the name of their partner's first pet?
Yeah, well, I sincerely doubt that, but no, I mean, and most people are
they
not
don't get that in depth.
Yeah, true, but
he's got a fluffer, as Angus would say.
Yeah, Angus, would you say that?
I'm not talking to either of you for a moment.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy my whiskey.
All right, but you're not supposed to drink at work. But you know what?
We are.
It's after midnight, so who cares? That's why we allow obscenities on the radio after midnight. So I don't think the mighty FCC. Speaking of which, that's why you can't show stuff like this on like conventional or regular television.
Anyway, fuck the FCC. What about porn again?
Everybody has their thing about it. Most people like it, I would say, definitely, unless you're. Well, even if you're like a member of the Catholic Church or something like that, I imagine those guys probably sneak off and watch it too. So,
who doesn't watch porn?
Seriously, I think everyone has at least at one point in their life.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the squiggly channels, those were the ones that when you're like for me anyway, when I was like 11 or 12, 13, I remember my brother had a cable box, had one of those actual push-button cable boxes. I think it was Channel 30 on that cable box, was like the Playboy channel, but it was scrambled. And there was a way. He figured it out. You could actually go in and tweak it, and granted, this is highly illegal, and I'm not going to mention my brother's actual name on the air, but you could go in and tweak the cable box. Not that it matters now. I'm sure the statute of limitations on cable theft ran out.
We have the internet.
This is true. The internet, the internet is it's a wealth of...
Well, who goes on the internet besides social media? Internet's for porn. We all fucking know that.
Pretty much, yeah. It really is. It's for...
I gotta check my email. Yeah, sure.
At the very least, if you still have crappy, like, dial-up or just crappy cable modem.
My grandparents still have dial-up.
Oh, jeez. So you have to listen to that, like all the painful tones and beeps and blips, and you have the little light-up modem and everything. So, jeez, that's going back. I'm sure they do. What's their social security numbers? 2 and 3?
1.
1. They still have a rotary dial phone.
I swear to God, my grandparents are the first people on Earth.
Yeah, the old pulse dial. I've got could you please dial Hickory 21457? Like they had these weird names. Yeah, they had these weird names and phone numbers back in like the 1930s and 40s, and I don't know, somewhere around then.
Well, I think the late 80s into like the early 90s, if you ever rented a hotel and you saw one of those roadie phones,
roadie phones,
and you saw one of those things with a lock on it, you know you're in a shithole.
Oh, you did, totally. Especially, I would imagine you probably wouldn't want to take a black light in a place like that.
Ooh.
God knows what you would see. So
Angus likes places like that.
I think he does. He likes those no-tell motels. Yes, he likes the no-tell motels.
That's how he met his wife, right? I'm gonna piss him off.
I think he's talking on the phone right now with somebody.
Probably his wife.
Yeah, probably so.
That's the only person he talks to.
Isn't his wife isn't her name like Sablona or something like that?
Sablona.
I mean, yeah, it is actually. You know what? Because I was in the HR office the other day here at the station, and they were processing his. See, I'm airing all of Angus's personal business here. They were processing his Affordable Care Act application or whatever, for his health care benefits, and I saw his wife's name. It said spouse. It said Sablona Hindenkjaller.
Wow.
So wow, yeah.
I am speechless.
That sounds sort of Scandinavian,
Good
but
Lord.
Disgusting at the same time. So. Is that
Scottish?
Is that possible to be Scandinavian and disgusting?
I don't know.
I suppose if you were large, I don't know. Anyway, I think he's giving us what is it there, Angus?
You've got a caller. It's this guy. I think Jay Ten's talked to him before. I think he calls himself the Rob Lowe superfan.
Oh Jesus Christ, no!
Oh God, you were telling me about this guy.
This guy calls all the fucking time.
Doesn't he call the gardening show? He does. He calls the gardening show, the one that comes on at like 7 o'clock on Sunday morning when nobody's awake.
I don't know.
It's one of those programs of limited appeal, as they say.
Yeah, you got that right.
So, all right. Well, yeah. So
put him on.
Yeah, I guess we're.
Jesus fucking Christ!
What the hell? Okay. Geez, Angus, can you like hook the phones up correctly around here?
Look, I'm giving it all she's got.
Oh, please don't do your.
You just told on yourself.
Please don't do that. Yeah, we don't.
Can't do it.
I love it when he tries to do Star Trek references.
But he's not really.
But he's not really. Yeah, he's not James Doohan.
Angus, do your job.
You know, why don't...
Yeah, that's great. All right, so we're gonna go to. I think we're gonna go to the Rob Lowe.
Oh no!
Is that what we're doing here?
God, I hate this guy.
Seriously, Angus, what's this guy's name? Does this guy have a name, or does he literally call him? Does it say Rob Lowe Superfan on his driver's license?
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know? I don't work for the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, now do I?
Yeah, but you're about as slow as one of their employees. All right.
Next in line, sir.
Next, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Okay,
racist.
You need to go stand in that line over there. It sounds more like Atlanta.
Yep.
That does not sound like Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, so crap.
Oh, no, don't even start that.
I'm not going to start that. All right. Anyway, let's get to the phones here.
Put the guy in the fucking phone.
We have. All right, Angus, if you could put this guy on. We're talking to the Rob Lowe Superfan. You're on the ACRN. Go ahead.
I will tell you, Rob Lowe has got a hot cock. Some of that bean-filled cock.
Whoa, what?
You know it's time for Rob Lowe's hot cock again when your ass stops burning.
Okay, well,
wow.
Wow. When your ass stops burning, it's time for some of that hot cock.
I wouldn't know about that.
I wouldn't either. So, Rob Lowe Superfan, well, what else can you tell us about, I presume, Rob Lowe is your primary topic of interest. What else can you tell us?
It's Rob Lowe's hot cock.
Okay, we've established it. We've established that.
And what about it?
Oh, hottie cockalies cockalicious cock. I can't get enough of Rob Lowe's penis.
Okay, well,
that's great, man.
great. And anything else you'd like to share with us here on the show?
He's part Hispanic. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. I would have thought maybe he was Scottish, like some people we know.
Don't even get started.
Oh, jeez, you guys are really asking for it, aren't you?
What am I asking for?
I think you know.
No, I don't.
You do. You do.
Oh, yeah, that's
No, you know what? You're going to get the bagpipes up your ass. That's what you're...
Wow,
bagpipes.
perpetuating stereotypes. Anyway, all right, Rob Lowe Superfan, a.k.a. Bill, according to our phone screener.
Angus sucks.
Yeah, really? Jeez. God, hard to find good help these days.
Wait, okay, what is this guy?
You're back on the all right. You're back on the air. What you got for us?
He still has a hot cock, though.
Wow. So that's all this guy wants to talk about is Rob Lowe's. Yeah, apparently
that's awesome, dude. That's
above
great.
above room temperature penis. Okay,
yes, that's great.
Okay, anything else you got for us there, Rob Lowe Superfan?
Oh my God, Rob Lowe's penis. I can't get enough. Oh, I gotta go.
Okay, well, thanks for being on the show. There you go, folks. I think that pretty much says it all right there. So
I hate that guy.
So he has called before.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. So, but like I said, didn't he call like the gardening program or the consumer advice show or something?
We
like
have that on here.
Dude, I don't make the schedule.
Oh.
You know what? They tell me when to show up. They put a microphone in my face and I do a program. I mean,
yeah, they just lure me with beer.
Wow, really?
Totally.
Jeez, I'm not getting paid enough then. Jeez. So.
Right. Are we still on the subject of porn?
We kind of are, yeah. We sort of are.
Okay. Adolescent problem you've ever had, or getting caught. That was a good one. I got a good one for you, but you go ahead if you got one.
Actually, I really don't have a getting caught story, so to speak. But go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh no. Do I really have to tell about this?
I
one?
think you should. Because
if my mother ever hears this, she's gonna remember again and kick my ass.
Well, hey.
Okay. Well,
take it away. All right, J10 with his adolescent porn story.
Well, my mom had found my porn stash, right?
Okay.
And I had came home from school, and she had it all. She had all of it on the kitchen table, and she's sitting there just waiting on me.
Right.
I was dead, man. I was fucked. But I walk in. She just looks me dead in the eyes, but this "I'm gonna fucking kill you" look, and she goes, "Can you explain this?" Do you know what I fucking said?
What'd you say?
Which one did you like? She didn't think it was too funny.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah, that doesn't sound like something a mother would get.
But
anyway.
Dude, she made me burn all my porn.
You really?
Yeah, I had to go out and back and burn in a burn barrel.
No kidding. You had to burn your porn. Well, that's crappy. You could have at least, I don't know, could have sold it.
I know.
At least get some money for it. I mean, geez, be like, hey, Mom, cigarette money for you.
No, I don't know. Some of the titles I had.
I'm not presuming she smoked necessarily, but you know. Wow.
Hungry dildos. I think that was one of them.
Hungry dildos.
Yeah. Splattergories.
That could almost be it could be a board game, but actually, I'm getting a message here, not to interrupt you, but a message from one of our Atlanta affiliates.
Okay.
And he just got word about our experience with the Rob Lowe Superfan, and he wanted
Please,
to say...
dear God, don't tell me there's another one.
No, I don't know that... No, it's one of our... one of our affiliates got a... What did Angus? You said this was a voicemail from one of our Atlanta affiliates?
Yeah, it's from down there somewhere. It came across the voicemail box.
All right, so what does this guy have to say?
Hot cock you have there, Rob. One hot cock
God
indeed.
damn it. Another one?
Another Rob Lowe Superfan.
Jesus fucking
Play that
Christ.
message one more time. That was pretty amusing.
That's one hot cock you have there, Rob. One hot cock indeed.
Good God, is that all we're going to get is like people calling about Rob Lowe and his... Yeah.
Please kill me.
Well, actually, we need to cut to a commercial here. We'll be right back. This is the ACRN.
Planet of the Ape was brought to you in part by...
Planet of the Ape?
The Planet of the Ape.
Is that what your script says?
What?
Does your script say Planet of the Ape? It says Planet of the Apes, right?
Yeah, that's what I say. Planet of the Ape.
No. Planet.
Or the Ape.
No. Repeat after me. Planet.
Planet.
Okay. Planet.
Planet.
Of.
The.
Apes.
Ape.
No. Apes.
Ape.
It's plural. There's more than one ape. It's not just the planet of the ape. There were apes. Not just one ape. There were several apes.
Planet of the several ape?
So, okay, I guess that was supposed to be a commercial, but I think Angus played that one by mistake. I don't know. Are they doing a showing of Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, this weekend.
What the hell, man? Was that like Mike Tyson's cousin doing what do you call it, reading copy? I mean, come
I don't
on.
know, but it sounded like he took a few punches there.
Well, we know that. Yeah.
Hi-oh!
Hi-oh! Yes!
Yeah, that definitely, or I don't know, it could be somebody like Muhammad Ali, somebody who's taken way too many hits to the face there, but...
Float like a butterfly, stink like a bee.
Stink like a bee?
Stink like a bee.
So, anyway, that was one of our, came from one of our copy editing, or whatever you want to call it, one of our commercial studios, and I think it came from our Atlanta affiliate. So... But I guess they sent it up here because of the showings that they're doing downtown over there in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, but who the hell? God, who's reading it? Though?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, could it be? Maybe they picked him up on the subway or something.
It's like he had a hair lip.
I don't know that he had a hair lip. It was just like your typical like old. It was like a lisp of an old black man. That's kind of what it came off as.
No,
so
I think it's a hair lip.
It's a hair lip. Yeah.
Don't you know somebody who has a hair lip?
I do know somebody who has. I do. He's a regular caller to our Atlanta affiliate. So we'll have to have him on the show one of these days.
Yeah.
So at least he doesn't refer to himself in the third person.
Oh.
Yeah. So those kinds of people. You know, there was a psychological study I was reading about these people who refer to themselves in the third person. You know, the people who go like, what's a good example? Like on Family Guy, they do the imitation of Bob Dole. You know, Bob Dole's for it. Bob Dole's, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody uses their name. You know, for instance, if it was you, you'd say, you know, J10 is all about talking on the mic. J10 is all about, you know, drinking Diet Pepsi or some
I like
such.
Diet Pepsi.
Well, I know you do. That's why I bring that up.
Nice. I like it.
You like that Diet Pepsi?
I like it a lot.
That Diet Pepsi's it's a treat, isn't it?
So
I'll tell you what another treat is, Tahitian treat.
You know, actually,
Holy shit.
Tahitian treat was a decent drink. It
That
really
shit's
was.
goddamn fucking delicious.
It actually mixes quite well with rum, believe it or not.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of those like things you did in high school when you we were sneaking alcohol as well as sneaking porn.
I was 17 once.
I was that young once. Anyway,
Right.
So, but yeah, people refer to themselves. Have you actually run into these people?
Yeah.
Have you really? When was the last time? What a most recent experience, if you will?
Well, it was a couple of years ago. I used to know this guy that used to go out to the clubs and everything, and he would refer himself into the third person. So you know what I did? I fucking punched him and said, "Hey, which one of you did I hit?"
Oh wow, he punched him, huh?
Yeah.
Well, did he have was it like a multiple personality disorder, or was he just a douchebag?
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
He's okay. So all right, well that answers. No, I can't say I've ever actually met somebody. No, I take that back. Yeah, I believe I have. I believe I have met somebody who referred to themselves in this sort of in the third person, as you say. I can't remember specifically what it was, but I want to say it was at a music venue or something like that, and I think it was like one of these black metal guys. So, and I mean, we're both fans of that genre of music, of course, but it just seemed kind of lame to me.
It's pretty bad in the industrial scene too.
Yeah, it's pretty bad in like extreme. I don't know what it is about extreme forms of music, but I guess they.
Hey, you know who's really bad about referring to himself in third person?
Who's that?
KMFDM.
Yeah, well, they use their name in like almost every song.
I know.
Yeah, you know, Birthday Massacre was guilty of that one time.
Whatever.
One time, but it's not as bad as like KMFDM.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I think KMFDM songs, you have like KMFDM cleaning up the house, making some food. It's like, okay, we don't need to know like using the bathroom, wiping my butt. Yeah, I don't know.
I got a funny KMFDM story.
Oh, tell me. Yes, KMFDM.
I was DJing once, and there's this rather annoying girl that used to come up to me and ask me, what was playing, because obviously she didn't know what the fuck was playing. What really fucking got me is, I think I was playing Drug Against War by KMFDM.
Sure.
And she comes up to me and goes, "Oh my god, who is that?" While they're going, KMFDM.
Wow.
God.
And just didn't even...
I just looked at her and said, "Get the fuck away from me."
Yeah. Get out of the booth, please.
I'll write it on a napkin for you later.
Before you ruin the
Fuck
equipment
off.
with your low IQ. Yeah. Wow.
Well.
Yeah, that's true. They do. But I don't know that that's a third person kind of thing. Granted, it is kind of... It's a little like redundant, maybe a bit cheesy to if I were in a band, and I'm not saying I am or not, but I don't know that I would use my band's name in a song. I just kind of see that as, even Metallica never did that. Even they never wrote a song where they said Metallica,
Yeah.
because that would be the ultimate career ender for them. I think if Hetfield, well, despite
they do have a career, and it's called Lars Ulrich.
A career ender, you mean?
Wait a minute. What'd I say?
No, you said they do have a career, and it's Lars Ulrich.
No, I have a career ender.
Oh, yeah.
That is Lars Ulrich.
Yeah.
You ever notice, like, when he plays drums, he looks like he's licking his lips and his teeth the whole time?
It kind of does, actually.
He sounds like he's saying, like, something like, plow, 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 or something.
Well, he is Danish, so...
Oh, God.
But, the Danish language doesn't sound...
Shut up, Angus.
Look, you brought it up. I'm only here to insert important information.
Yes, but that's not important.
Well, Angus, are you Danish?
I'm eating a Danish right now.
Her
name's Helga. Ooh, you've been Angus.
Okay, that was
terrible.
That was horrible,
Good
Angus.
Lord.
Yeah, seriously.
How much did we pay this guy again?
I don't work in payroll, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I think we pay him in British pounds. Yeah.
Per square
You know
inch.
why we pay him in British pounds? Because Scotland doesn't have their own currency. That's why.
Ooh. Oh, is that supposed to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
So,
Play the bagpipes. Anyway.
Speaking of which, you mentioned you went to a show recently.
Yes, I did. Oh yeah, I went to
Psychotic People.
Yes, my lovely girlfriend and I went down to the Agora to see Sonata Arctica, which is one of her favorite bands, and that's fine. I agreed to go. She paid for the ticket, and it's one of her favorite bands. Actually, turned out to be a good show. Sonata's actually a phenomenal band live, great musicianship. But I'd say the low light of the show, having nothing to do with any of the bands, was a large psycho stalker bitch So we're sitting there by the bathroom, and this extreme... Oh, geez, what'd you do?
Nothing, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thought you injured yourself for a second.
Sorry.
So this very, very large, awkward, asymmetrical female, at least I think it was a female.
Hourglass shape?
Not even.
Or a lantern that's been caught on fire way too many times and melted.
I was going to say bag of potatoes.
Oh, rucksack.
A large bag of potatoes.
Ooh.
Yeah, could
Anyway.
have been. Yeah, definitely. Well, she was just kind of walking around, just initiating unnecessary conversations with people and airing her personal business.
Well, was it over an hour she's doing this?
It was, definitely.
Get what I'm saying? You get the pun there?
I do.
Hey!
Oh, like the unnecessary hour. Yeah, much like the show you are presently listening to.
Or not.
So, anyway, so she walks over. We're sitting there, just getting off our feet for a few minutes. Walks over, proceeds to plop her rather large, portly ass right next to my girlfriend and starts to air her personal business. I mean,
whoa.
And this stuff is like, you're just sitting here going, you should not be sharing this information with total strangers. You don't know us. You have no idea who we are. I mean, whatever. She's just like sitting here telling us about how her father tried to hit her on Easter. She's by the way saying she's like in her 30s. That's a problem if you're an adult, a grown person, a grown woman, and you're telling me that you're still having issues like this with your parents.
I would have told her, yeah, that's nice. I have a gun in my car.
Right. So then she proceeds to start asking if we're a couple, to which my girlfriend responds in the affirmative to that. And affirmative. And then she starts telling us this sob story about how she can't find a man. So, and it's like, exactly. Here's the world's smallest violin. She's just going on about how guys don't like fat women, guys won't date her, and the whole time I didn't say a word. I'm just like completely zoning out. I'm acting like I'm on my phone doing something, and my lovely girlfriend, she's trying everything in her power to not be impolite, and I finally suggest, and she puts her hand on my knee, squeezes my knee very hard, and whispers, "Save me."
Uh-oh. So
I suggested we go to the bar, and we decided to fuck right the hell off and get away from this crazy psycho stalker bitch. So, kind of wondering if it was Angus's ex-wife.
Oh.
You guys are really asking for it, aren't you?
I love fucking with this guy.
I know. It's great. Oh, he's back on. What are you doing? He's on Twitter.
Twitter.
Well, he is a twit, so.
Hey, Angus, say Twitter.
Twitter.
It's funny.
Why is it funny?
It's just funny the way you say it.
Well, you know what? You're funny. You're funny to look at.
You're funny to look at.
Yeah, you know what? I bet you've got like one testicle larger than the other.
What?
Well,
I don't know where he comes up with these things.
I don't know.
Anyway, he's back on the phone or whatever. I guess at least he's screening calls or
not doing anything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, working hard or hardly working. So, but yeah, that's basically the end of that story. It looked like this large psycho stalker bitch attempted to follow us into the concert hall, but I think she ultimately got the clue that we weren't interested in her. The main thing was airing her personal business. Like, why do you have to do that? You don't even know who we are, and here you are airing your personal business, telling us stuff about family disputes. It's like,
oh, nobody wants to date me because I'm so fat. My
this is a bad impression probably, but it's the best.
Does she have a Wisconsin accent?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think she kind of had a slight Cleveland accent. Not the most obnoxious, but her presence was obnoxious. She could have had a British accent. It still would have been.
Oh yeah, no matter.
My father tries to beat me.
That's a horrible British
That
accent.
was terrible, dude.
That was actually really bad.
Shut up, Angus.
I mean, that was just. God, that was sick.
You want to talk about bad accents? Jesus Christ.
I know, for real. I mean, that's what happens when you eat haggis and play the bagpipes, I suppose. But yeah. So anyway, she was proceeding to tell us about all her personal business, and the biggest thing that gets me, the biggest gripe I have is this whole thing about she can't find a man. Well, first of all, Yeah, her size was a little bit imposing. She was definitely bariatric is the medical term for it.
Bariatric?
Bariatric. That's actually the medical term for it.
Very fat trick?
Yeah, very fat trick.
See what I did there?
Yeah, hey!
Oh,
Ba-boom.
wow, yow.
You know, I have to give you credit, J10. That was pretty good. That was pretty smart.
I'd rather be kicked in the nuts out back than to take a compliment from you,
I
Angus.
know, for real. Like we need a daily affirmation from William Wallace over here.
Hey, pat on the fucking back.
Nice. So, but yeah, I mean that was basically that was her thing. Was telling us all this, and but I don't understand it. It's like I've actually seen guys, reasonably not, better than average looking men with rather large women and who are perfectly happy for, in whatever. And this person's sitting here, crying her eyes out. Cry me a river. It's like it's a lot of it's about confidence. It's not always about looks or appearance. In her case, though,
everything.
The looks
One of
and
everything.
the psycho.
It's good.
It's good. So yeah, that's what happened to us.
Yeah. You guys are at the show, and next thing you know, you go to like a convenient mart, and boom, there she is, and here's your reaction.
Oh my god.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was great. That's exactly what happened. But so I've seen people like that before, though. Because I've actually worked in the healthcare profession myself in the past, and I have seen people like that with various I don't know what you'd call that, psychosis and whatnot.
Ooh,
yeah, I've seen that before, and it's really I don't know. Maybe she's got some. Maybe she's got some suicidal ideations or something like that, or depression. I mean, who knows? So
maybe she just needs to put down the fucking fork.
Well, yeah, on that side of it, the whole bariatric side of things.
Very fat-atric.
Right. What kills me about that is the fact that a lot of those people like that, are constantly finding fault with the world for the fact that they're large and rotund and semi-immobile because of their weight and girth. But it's like, no. I mean, I understand that, there might be people with...
girth.
Yeah, girth. And I understand that there are people out there that might just be naturally big. Like, I know people that are really tall and do carry a lot of weight, but I wouldn't call them necessarily fat or obese. They're just big people. But then there's those who just have zero self-control. And what always irritates me, especially when I was working on an ambulance, what always irritated me are the ones that you would transport from the hospital setting to a residential setting. And then they give you this story about how they've got like 5 stairs they want you to take them up. I'm not kidding.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This is for real. They got 5
Wow.
steps that they want to go up. They got
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and they want you to carry them up. They're like, "Well, my legs don't work." Well, yeah, because you haven't used them in years, if not decades. So, but yeah, this kind of thing is real. And unfortunately, it's a big reality here in Cleveland. I've never I can't say it wasn't down south. When I did that kind of work. But yeah, it certainly is. It's. I mean, wow. I just don't see how people like get to that point in your life where you've lost all like self-control. There comes a point where you have to just, hey, you got to put the fork down.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are people out there who just can't help it, but then there are people we call what was that L word again? Lazy.
Lazy. There you go. Exactly. Yeah. There's those who are lazy and just have no self-control.
Jesus.
Well, and the medical profession has to stop coddling them.
I know.
I mean, these doctors, these nurses, eventually you got to start telling, especially the hypochondriacs of the world.
Fat hypochondriac.
What's that?
A fat hypochondriac.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you get these fat hypochondriacs who constantly go into the various hospital emergency rooms, who go in there for a host of like either real or perceived health problems.
I gotta check my cholesterol.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, onion rings.
I mean, there comes a point where you got to take some. You got to own your. You have to own your obesity. I think that's the central message here. You got to own it. You got to be.
Yeah, not O as in onion ring.
Yeah,
see what I did there?
Wow.
Hey,
good one. Good one.
Not really.
Yeah, you eventually you have to own your obesity. You have to own being big like that.
Hey, Morrissey, how come you never say fuck?
I do sometimes.
I've never heard you say fuck once.
I just don't say it that much. You
say
know?
it right now.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
Yes.
First time I've heard him say fuck.
I said it earlier in the program, actually.
I probably wasn't listening.
Probably have to beep that out, but, well, if it gets played over public airwaves, but...
Public airwaves.
Yeah. Well, we'll just play it late at night, after midnight, you know, which we normally do.
We'll play it after Angus goes to bed.
Oh, God. I think he went to the bathroom again. Jeez.
He's always in the bathroom.
Well, I don't know.
He's been eating that sheep stomach again. What do they call that?
Haggis.
Tripe?
Haggis, yeah.
Is that what haggis is?
I think so. I think it's something to do with a sheep's stomach.
Wow, I was not far off.
Not honestly sure about that, but what was this thing? You left me a memo about this goth deception. Yeah, I know that's a very quick segue into that topic, but we were going to cover that.
Well,
this
it does
evening.
have to do with a fat person.
Okay, well then that's a great segue. So yeah, tell me a little bit about this because this is I'm quite curious.
Well, I mean, it was one of our topics for the day. What I like about this show is like everything just kind of fits in and goes along with each and every one of our topics.
It really does.
So yeah. Anyway,
so tell us about your story. What happened with this deception, so to speak?
This is a good one. It was back in 2004, 2005. You know how you got like these sites nowadays, like in these personal ads. What is it? Plenty of Fish and what's another one?
There was Match.com or some of us used to call it Snatch.com.
Snatch.com.
Yeah, pretty much. You'll get laid on that site.
Well, it was a personal site for goth people, I guess.
Okay.
As ridiculous as that sounds,
like vampire freaks or something like that.
No,
not vampire.
No,
freaks?
it was just a gothic. It was called gothicpersonals.com.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, I won't mention his name, had went on at one time, and he'd started talking to this chick, and goth deception meaning when they only take headshots and everything and nothing else.
Gotcha.
And that's what deception is. We call it goth deception. Or if you know, you goth deception has to do with like, you know, if you see somebody, you know, out in the fucking light, besides luminescent lighting of a club.
It almost sounds a little bit like what they call catfishing in a way. Like there's a TV show about that. There's MTV does this like reality show, Catfish, and it has to do with people who get involved with like relationships.
Fake people, right?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. People like people get involved with someone online romantically, if you can call it that.
So would this story that I'm about to tell you, would that technically
I think
catfishing?
I'll tell you in the end, but I think it is. But go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you made a good point there. I mean,
I think that's what it is. I think it's catfishing.
So that was the early stages of catfishing, right?
Essentially, I think so. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Or it's a very similar sort of MO, if you will.
Okay. Well, what happened is
What happened is,
I was working at a pizza shop at one time, and a friend of mine came in, and he's not ladies like a shop dressed man. That's all I'm gonna say. Remember Tag body spray? Yeah, the kid bathed in it.
Jeez.
But I was like, dude, why are you so?
Was he like Middle Eastern or something?
No,
because they like to bathe in. I've noticed that. Anyway,
no,
they do. They like to bathe in not Tag per se, but like cologne. It seems like Eastern Europeans and Middle Eastern.
In a way, yeah, that's what it was about. But he said, no, dude, I met this girl, and yeah, she's gonna meet me at the exit right off the highway. I'm like, wow, that doesn't fucking sound shady. He's like, oh, it's that girl that I showed you the other day, from that Gothic Personal site. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she looked okay. Cool. So she's coming down to see you? Yeah, she's gonna stay the weekend. I'm like, okay, dude. So anyway, we go down to the exit at a local gas station to wait on this broad. He's nervous. He's had to change his shirt twice because he's been sweating like crazy. Not enough Tag body spray, I guess.
Huh.
But
it's never enough.
She's pulling in, and I swear this kid's face went from, all right, oh man, I'm so, oh, I can't believe this is happening to, oh dear God. This chick gets out of the car. She was a fucking blimp, dude.
Not as advertised, in other words.
It was like his like I've never seen somebody so like let down.
I was gonna say, is this sort of like a your mileage may vary, results may vary sort of situation?
This poor kid. I call it the hell weekend for him because
wow.
Well, this broad ended up staying at his house.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, you did tell me about this.
Yeah, and her dopey freaking white trash friend thought she can get with me and everything like that, and I told her to go piss up a rope.
Yep.
But
nice. That's a good way to.
Yeah. So it's getting kind of late and everything, and we're hanging out. So anyway, my friend is he's petrified. Like I've never seen this kid look so scared in my life, and. I'm sitting there, I was like, well, I got to get home and do some homework. I wasn't even in college at the time. And
the old homework excuse.
He sends me a text message from the other side of the room saying, please, dear God, don't leave. And I was like, well, I got to go home and hit the hay. And I left, and I swear, before I even got to the fucking car, I got another text message that said, I fucking hate you.
Well, I got to be hitting the old dusty trail.
Yeah. So I go back over the very next day, and my friend is sitting on the curb outside of his house, and he's smoking cigarettes like profusely. He looks like shit. It looks like he got the living dog shit scared out of him. So I was like, dude, are you all right? He looked up at me and with his bloodshot eyes and went, man, I got fucking raped.
And I think we were trying to figure out like how that's possible that this very
well, it didn't help the situation because I started laughing and rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, I think I would too. If one of my guy friends came up to me and told me that he was raped, that's a very dubious statement right there.
Well, and then I went into his house and everything, and the chick was getting ready, in the mirror, putting her makeup on. God damn, did she need it? And she said, I think he really likes me.
Wow. So there you have it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that
goth deception.
That was definitely goth, and that's what they should call the website. Honestly.
Yeah.
What is it actually called, or do you remember what the?
It's no longer around, but it was called Gothic Personals.
Okay, but goth deception would be a much more accurate term. Okay.
Ask for a body shot, people. For love of fucking God.
And that's the thing. That sounds. It's a lot like catfishing. I don't know that I would specifically say that it fits the or whatever the description of catfishing is, but it's very similar because the show that I've seen are people, again, they enter into these online relationships. They get all these like full on pictures. I mean, these are full body pictures. And they're like, oh my God, this person is so strikingly handsome or so amazingly beautiful. And then they finally get a chance to meet them in person. And some of the results, as they say, results may vary. Results may vary. Your mileage may vary. That kind of thing. Yeah, read the fine print. And the fine print is usually
buyer's remorse.
Pretty much, buyer beware. It's usually a lemon.
Well, so when these so-called people that get there that have used deception and everything, do you think that just because they come there to see the other person that the other person is going to feel sorry for them?
Actually, in a lot of cases, I think what they do on that show is they actually pay for the transportation of the person who it starts out with one person who's like, I want to meet this my lover online, but I haven't had a chance to, I haven't had the money to do it, or I'm afraid to because I'm not sure that they are who they say they are. It's situations like that.
Wait, are they like filming the person that is doing the deception?
Yeah, they document the person who's looking for the person who might be deceiving them. That's how they do it. It's a documentary series, and what they do is they literally the person who wants to meet their online flame, as it were, they fly out to wherever that person lives. They get their backstory, like, well, I've been talking to John Doe on the internet for the past 2 years.
That's a good song by Testament, by the way.
What's that?
John Doe.
John Doe. Yeah, it is actually. It's a good
song.
It's a good track.
Sorry.
That's okay. So it's all right to bring up good music, but they go and they document the person's backstory. I guess you could say the star-crossed lover who wants to meet their flame. And they usually have a backstory like, we've been talking online for a couple of years. I haven't met this person yet because something always comes up. This person's always either blowing me off or always has an excuse.
Bullshitter.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like your Uncle Flambeau.
Well, somebody's Uncle Flambeau. He's kind of the uncle of the entire show. In fact, he might even, as I understand it, he might be making an appearance on this episode. So
oh no,
I'm dreading it because you know what he's.
Is he going to say parabola again?
There's no telling what he's going to say.
I'll tell you what. Morrissey's uncle. Holy shit! You got to hear this guy.
Oh yeah. Well, he's not really my uncle. There's also Uncle Ricky, but he's not going to be on the show tonight. But he and Flambeau, they must be old war buddies or something, or at least they like to
embellish.
They like to embellish a lot. They like to bullshit about their made up.
I think I saw Uncle Flambeau on the Stolen Valor website once.
You know, you probably did. I would imagine
Wouldn't
so.
doubt it.
Except in his case, I'm sure he's gotten clocked in the face a few times with either a beer bottle or a cinder block.
Yeah,
he's certainly, especially the way his face looks.
Hey, since we're on the topic of catfishing,
yes,
perfect example, Uncle Flambeau.
Very much so.
Damn, I'm good.
Well, he's done that. He's done that to a few people.
God damn, I'm good.
Most of which were like paralyzed women. It's really sad. He has.
Or blind women.
He does. I mean, he does. He goes after like the mentally disadvantaged or handicapped people.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't that how his nephew came along?
Probably so. Yeah, Doodad.
Doodad. Yeah.
Except, but yeah, I don't know exactly how they're related. I guess they're uncle and nephew or something.
It shows.
It certainly does.
Good Lord.
It certainly does. But yeah, the whole catfish story, that's essentially what it is. It's just, one person believing that the other person is something great, and then that person turning out not to be as advertised. And they actually do confront those people. They go out, they travel to wherever that person lives.
I got to see this.
It's interesting. I think it's on Hulu actually. So if you have that,
Hulu.
I mean, it's actually one of the few. Strangely enough, it's one of the few shows that Phlegm TV has actually put out in recent years. Yeah, that's actually worth a damn. I don't think they've put out anything that worth watching since Beavis and Butthead, honestly. And that's saying a lot because honestly, the programming.
I wonder what Angus watches.
What do you think I watch?
Tripavision.
I like to watch the Home and Garden channel. You know this.
You like to watch the Home and Garden channel?
Do you watch The View too?
Oh, now you're just hitting below the belt now. You really are.
Pretty fancy belt you got there, though.
I don't watch those stupid women sitting there talking about drinking coffee and knitting scarves and the needlepoint.
Well, you certainly know more about the program than we do.
Whoa.
Do they even talk about that stuff on The View?
I don't know.
I thought Family Guy's depiction of it with the hens clucking was pretty accurate, honestly.
Definitely.
So what about and I believe we coming up in the next segment we will have a phone conversation with Uncle Flambeau because we have to get an update from him. Otherwise, we get sued. I don't know why. It's in his contract.
He has a contract.
So you mentioned Testament a little while ago.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned the band Testament. Great band. They've been around for like a few decades now.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about bands, that's one of the things that you wanted to discuss today. Shitty bands and shitty musicians. And yeah, so take it away, J10.
Yeah.
What do we got on that?
Shitty musicians or shitty people.
I think we both had some experience with shitty musicians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of years ago, we had this thing called the Thunder of the Gods Music Festival.
And where was this?
This was in Texas, in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And I swear, in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Okay.
So, there's bands like Hellstar booked, My Life a Thrill Kill Cult, and a couple other ones. And from what I heard is the guy who booked this show was a fucking flake.
Okay. So the promoter was.
Yes, the promoter.
Yes.
From what I heard, he had taken all the money from the show itself. He he didn't pay the sound guy. He didn't pay the campground. He didn't even go pick up the bands that flew in from like Italy and Switzerland and shit like that.
What a great host.
He didn't. Yeah, but what's weird is what pissed us off is we drove all the way from Atlanta all the way out to middle of goddamn nowhere, Texas, for this shitty campground, and we actually saw the promoter at like one point in time, like for a very, very short time, he's taking pictures of us. What really pissed us off is we were on the road all night. We drove all the way from Atlanta all the way out to, I think it was like maybe 30 miles south of Austin, Texas. And so we're fucking tired. And I shit you not. Somebody comes up there and says, "Hey, you this band so-and-so?" And we say, "Yeah." "Well, you're on in an hour." I was like, we just fucking got here. So nobody was there. The show hasn't even started yet. And anyway, yeah, the show went on. We played in front of 2 people, which was our merch chick and some random guy we just decided to bring with us.
Yeah, so that's one of the That's
and
didn't he? In other words, the promoter did not promote very well.
No, not at all. But
Clearly.
what's really cool is the sound guys.
Yeah,
they actually stayed.
Well, I would hope so.
And they actually stayed without getting paid by this douchebag.
Oh, wow.
And they stayed for the whole weekend. And they ran sound for each and every band, which is really cool of them. But what really sucks ass is we were broke. What was really awesome, I forget what the name of the band was, but they were from Corpus Christi, Texas. And they were like a black metal band.
Okay.
They've heard of us, but they weren't there, to actually see us on stage because we were supposed to be on stage around 8 o'clock instead of 9.
Right.
And what was that?
Oh, I think that was something in the other room.
Okay, that's cool. So
it's probably
they decided to do a one-off show,
and
they brought all their people out. They bought a shit ton of merchandise from us. They gave us money, just to get back home to Atlanta, which is really fucking cool of them. But if I ever see this motherfucker, I mean, I'm pretty sure if anybody sees this guy, they're gonna kill him.
I want to say I had a similar experience playing in a band years ago. It was in Statesboro, Georgia.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we traveled all the way down there to a similar experience. Wasn't really, I wouldn't say it was marketed on the scale that the event that you attended was. But I will say, again, it's one of these not as advertised sort of situations. We get there, and we set up, and it turned out the concert venue was, in fact, this little, rinky-dink pool hall in Statesboro, Georgia.
Don't you love that?
Oh, yeah, and the stage was maybe, not that I expect a stage to be, even 2 feet off the ground. It can be floor level, and I think it was, maybe 12 inches off the actual main floor. It turns out that the venue itself, the pool hall, was right next to an apartment complex. We're talking from, maybe 20 feet of distance from the back wall of the pool hall to an actual, some occupied apartments.
Way to go.
Exactly. So, and the cops actually showed up. The local cops show up and told us we had to turn it down. Told the promoter, whatever you want to call him, that we had to turn it down. He ended up turning bands away because he either couldn't afford to pay them. I mean, the draw was insane. I mean, the draw was ridiculously under what he said it was going to be. I mean, he's sitting here telling us, a couple hundred people, which would have been fine, because you don't know in these times, especially when you're in the beginning stages of a band, you don't expect. You're not expecting a whole lot at first. They say paying your dues, as it were. Well, I think we more than paid our dues that night. We drove 3.5, 4 hours almost to get to Statesboro. We get there, we set up. We have to turn our amplifiers down to barely stage volume.
Jesus Christ, you guys bring your acoustics or what?
I know, right? We might as well have had our drummer play a bongo. And then
fart on a snare drum.
Right, yeah, fart on a snare drum, and then...
Angus likes to fart on snare drums, right, Angus?
He really does.
Where did you hear that from? Why is there these bloody rumours about me farting on a snare drum? Where do you...
Oh, come on. Can't you...
Take a fucking joke.
Yeah, seriously.
That guy's so uptight.
He really does. He really gets uptight.
He's got his shillelagh up his ass.
I don't need to hear you. I don't. I can sit here and I can play on my Twitter account.
Which is exactly what we're paying you
Angus,
for.
say Twitter again.
Twitter. you cunt.
Cunt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I need to get the transmission.
So...
I don't feel too good. Yeah.
But, So we're down there in Statesboro. We got paid like $15 to drive.
That's how much we pay Angus.
It should be, because I don't know that he's worth more than that. So
we don't pay $15 for him to be on Twitter.
He's ignoring us now.
Twitter.
I think he went to get coffee again. So
well, he's probably.
Well, he'll get coffee. You know he'll put scotch in it. So isn't that what they drink?
Scottish.
Like I'm totally well. Yeah, anyway, so William Wallace is not in the. That's my nickname for him. Yeah, freedom. Yeah.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh, and his haggis.
Oh God.
So they might as well have paid us with haggis down in Statesboro, because that was just a joke, man. We drive all the way down there in our little shitbox van to get all the way down there, and with all of our gear, our half stacks, our drum kit, a bass stack, ready to do this, because you go to these shows, you're all psyched up. I mean, you're a musician, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm kind of a musician.
Well, you've had the experiences yourself. Yeah, but we get there.
Farting on a snare drum.
There you go. Farting on, just like Angus.
Yep.
William Wallace. But
William Wallace.
So
I hear the William Wallace jokes. They're not funny. Okay.
Has you ever watched Braveheart?
I don't know. Have you ever watched Braveheart, Angus?
No, I've never seen that flick.
Oh man.
Of course I've seen it, you cunt.
Is it?
Wow, that cat's got claws. So.
Wow. Jesus Christ! Somebody put his balls in a salad shooter.
Little... Yeah, somebody definitely took a dump on Grandma's lawn on that one there.
Well, someone really fucked a pooch.
Somebody really put my balls in a salad shooter on that one there, gay.
Well, someone really shit in my chest.
Oh no, you really pissed in my mouth, didn't you?
That's a good one, Angus.
That was pretty good, Angus.
That was pretty good.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you recognize my comedic genius.
Well, it was pretty off key, but you know what I'm saying for this show.
I don't think a tuning fork could have taken that. I'm sure he keeps one in his ass. But anyway, so
hey now.
So
see what you did there.
So yeah, we got paid $15 for that gig. We got paid $15. The guy. Oh, you should have seen the T-shirt this guy put out. Oh my God! I mean, it was worse than you know those obnoxious corporate ads you see at like sporting events or these big commercial concerts. Fuck Fest brought to you by. There you go. I use the word fuck.
Fuck. Hey, that's number
fuck
2.
Fuck Fest brought to you by Jägermeister and Guitar Center and crap like that. Right. This asshole actually goes and buys T-shirts for this event with all the band's names on the front, and on the back he got sponsorship from local businesses. I'm not even kidding. I mean, the back of the T-shirt.
Ray's Chipotle.
Yeah. No, it was like like Ray's Print Shop. Bob's Dry Cleaners. I mean, these are places that don't even apply to like a metal event.
Dandy's Dick Shiner.
Seriously, I mean,
that's a good one.
Jim Bob's Horse Manure Company. I mean, he had all this sponsorship.
Oh my God!
So that's how he paid for the T-shirts. I'm like, really, dude. I mean, this is how like cheap you are. So, and on top of that, he pays us and like a few of the other bands made like $15 a piece. And he turned away some of the other bands. So this guy, I remember he actually tried contacting me a couple years later to tell me his life was so much better than it was, and that we should deal with him again. From a business aspect. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. So,
no bueno.
Yeah, good luck with that. Let us know how that works out for you there, buddy.
Yeah.
But it's not just stuff like that. It's some of the musicians you deal with out there.
Oh yeah.
Trying to keep a band together, or trying to like network and do gigs and whatnot.
Well, can we take a quick commercial break?
We certainly can.
Angus, cue the music.
We'll be right back. This is
I got to bleed the lizard.
And as always, this is the Anti-Conformist Radio Network.
It's the Unnecessary Hour on the ACRN with Morrissey and Jae.
That's right. It's the Unnecessary Hour. It's unnecessary.
Is it necessary?
Oh, is that it? Is it necessary?
Dude,
I totally butchered it.
You screwed up the call letters, man.
I really... Well, I didn't screw up the call letters.
I know that's a Howard Stern reference. WNBC.
WNBC. Yeah. I screwed it up again.
Well, anyway, this is the Unnecessary Hour.
Is it necessary?
No, but it's an hour.
That's right.
That's a way. There we go.
So before the break, we were
banging in all fucking cylinders.
You guys are really. I tell you what, you've just. Okay, snappy comeback.
That's great, Angus.
Snappy
awesome.
comeback there,
great,
Angus.
Great.
So
haggis motherfucker.
I know, for real.
Oh, I just... Why do you assume I eat only haggis? I like to eat quiche, too,
Wow, you're a real
Whoa,
man.
Hey now. Easy, killer.
Whoa.
Good
Eating
God.
that quiche.
Wait a minute. I got a question.
Yeah.
Whose show is this?
Exactly. I believe this is Morrissey and Jae 10.
Yeah, that's
not
right,
it's not
Angus.
the Angus hour.
Listen, damn it.
It's not the anus
Idiot.
hour. I mean Angus.
Oh, really funny.
You almost said anus.
Well, you took the G
Yeah, I'm gonna
out
call
of
you
my
anus from now on.
I know. I think that's great. Yeah.
Hey, my name is Anus.
Yeah, my name is Anus. What am I gonna do?
Oh no.
Yeah, he likes the abuse, and you know it.
Here's some haggis.
He loves
Drink
the
some milk.
So before the break, we were
Sorry.
discussing shitty musicians and shitty band experiences, really.
Oh yeah.
More than anything, and actually, we have Uncle Flambeau.
Oh dear God.
He's calling in on line 2.
Do we really want to take this call?
Oh well, I think we have to. Isn't it in his contract?
Contract?
Doesn't he have a contract of some kind? I mean, excuse me.
That's not in the contract.
I have gas.
Thinners.
Who ate all the pecan sandy? So we have Uncle Flambeau on the line.
God.
Uncle Flambeau's a regular here on the Unnecessary Hour.
Actually, he made up his own contract. He took a napkin and he wrote it on us.
I'm sure he did.
Wrote it on and just gave it
kind of like the Gettysburg Address. Yeah.
Yeah, he just gave it to us, and he said that he would kill us if we didn't.
It was written
take his
on
calls.
wasn't it written on like a coffee filter? Sure, even.
Oh, really?
It
was a coffee filter.
It might have been a coffee filter. I think part of it was on the coffee filter. I think the amendment to the contract was like a broken pack of cigarettes or something.
Well, that's Uncle Flambeau for you.
Kind of like Richard Pryor's computer plans in Superman.
All right, is this
3.
prick on the phone or not?
He is. All right,
Still there?
Angus, great segue there into the
Awesome,
phone.
man.
Good job. All right, so Uncle Flambeau, you're on the line. How's it going there? You can speak anytime.
This is Uncle Flambeau. I'm going to tell you something about an experience I had when I was a musician back in the day. This is right after I served on the USS Titanic.
What?
When I was fighting in World War Korea.
World War Korea. I wasn't aware that was a actual war.
Didn't the Titanic sink in 1912?
Yeah, I didn't think the Titanic was a warship, but go ahead, Uncle Flambeau.
Right.
So tell us about your musical experience. You can
Well,
talk.
anyway,
Oh, okay.
We was playing down there in South Georgia, about where you guys said you was at, down there in Statesboro. And what we was doing, I played in a blues band. We were called Mudflat Murphy and the Greased Up Monkey's Ass. And I played the slide guitar and the triangle, and I played the kazoo.
Oh my God.
So, Greased Up, Mudflat Murphy and the Greased Up Monkey's Ass. That was the name of your band.
Oh my God, that's the
and this
greatest thing
was
I've ever heard.
right after he served in the military.
Well, I'll tell you what,
And he's just going to interrupt
that
me.
dang concert
That's
promoter, I don't remember his name, but he was a piece of shit.
Oh,
I told him,
tell us what you really
you're
think.
going to pay my band.
Just talk over
if
me,
you
too,
don't,
while
then
you're
you're a bitch.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Ooh.
cat's got claws there. So anyway, I guess he had a similar experience to what you and I both had too.
Well, except we weren't Uncle Flambeau.
Except we didn't fight in a fictitious war, and we weren't stationed on a, on
Don't you sass me, son. I fought in World War Korea, and I fought those Viet dang Japanese Nazis.
Oh, jeez.
And I came back because back then you was a real man when you served in the military,
well, I guess I'm not a real
especially
man
fighting
then.
in World War Korea.
Oh, forgive me. I do apologize.
Did he
for
say Viet Japanese Nazis?
That. He said Viet Dang Japanese Nazis. So
wow, I've heard it all.
I'm sure
I've
he's
heard
been.
it all.
I'm sure he's been on one of those false valor videos.
Oh yeah,
you know he has.
throat punch.
Yeah. So, all right, Uncle Flambeau, do you have anything else for us that's relevant and interesting?
But I'll tell you what, I played that slide
you didn't even miss a beat.
and I played in that band. We was playing the blues music.
Oh, jeez, okay.
And this was after I was on the USS Titanic.
Okay. All right, Uncle Flambeau. I think we got cut off. Okay. Whoops. Sorry about that.
Spilled my coffee.
You know, for once, Angus, I think you did good there.
Yeah,
just
thanks.
Cutting him out there.
You spilled your coffee. Yeah.
It seems like he's very repetitive. You know, he likes to repeat his thoughts.
World War Korea. That's so.
USS Titan. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the future.
What do you call that promoter again?
He just said he just said he was a bitch. That's all he said.
Oh, no.
He didn't actually say the promoter's name, which is probably good because we don't want to get sued.
Well, that's what I was asking, you know.
Because, you know, Uncle Flambeau is definitely the kind of guy that would put us in some kind of legal trouble with, you know, name dropping.
He can't even tie his own fucking shoes.
He what?
He can't even tie his own shoes.
Barely. Yeah, he does. I think we gave him instructions one time, but I don't think he knows how to read.
Hey, do you remember when we taped his hand to his leg? His right hand to his leg?
That was pretty funny.
And he had to try to wipe his ass with his left hand after he had to shit.
Yes, I do remember.
He was part of my head.
He was. Yeah, I think
Uncle Flambeau.
Angus, you weren't even around for this stuff. Because you like I say, you're just a new hire. So, but you'll get to know these characters.
He's quite a character.
These characters who call us up. Yeah, we've got quite a few of them. We have the Rob Lowe superfan, and we have Uncle Flambeau.
I hate that guy.
Are our two guys. I'm sure we have more people out there, more crazy callers.
You know, I just noticed about us and everything.
What's that?
We don't have the radio personality voices. You know, we're not like, hey now. Well, kind of like an Imus or something.
Oh.
You mean Don Imus, who sounds like a drunk Tom Brokaw? Imus in the morning, bro.
Yeah, we don't sound. No, I don't. I'm glad I don't sound like Don Imus. So, I don't try to sound like any. This is how I talk.
I ain't trying to wet some panties with my voice.
Exactly. No, you know.
Oh my!
I naturally do that. That's what Sean Connery does.
Sean Connery. I'll take the rapist.
Take the rapist. I'll take the penis mightier. I'll take anal bum cover.
Album cover?
And yeah. Celebrity Jeopardy. That's what that was.
Dear God.
Yeah, that was great. So but yeah, that's Uncle Flambeau, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of the regulars here on the ACRN. On the Unnecessary Hour. He's also been on Chet Vanderberg's program as well. So down in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta.
That's right.
He's from that area, I think.
Why the hell does he call up here?
Well, you know, because these shows are like networked all over the all over the country.
I have to apologize to you.
What for?
It's probably because I owe him $20.
You do?
Yeah.
You owe Flambeau $20?
Yep.
How is it possible to be indebted to that guy?
Well, he doesn't forget about it.
Yeah, but could he even have lent you that denomination of money at any point in his life? He barely ever has like 2 nickels to scrape together.
I don't know.
At least that's what I've heard about him.
Him
and Ricky. Ricky's like that too.
Ricky?
Yeah, Ricky. He's the Ricky kind of hangs out down there at the our Atlanta affiliate. He just kind of hangs out in the rafters. So.
Oh.
Yeah, you haven't.
Hey, do you remember Uncle Flambeau got his ass kicked at the VFW?
Well, yeah, because he's not a real veteran.
You remember that?
I do.
We had to go pick him up.
We did. Well, didn't we send an Uber?
Yeah, that was even funnier.
It was. Because the Uber didn't speak any English. In fact, it wasn't even a real Uber. I think we just drew a... Didn't we put a fake Uber sticker on the vehicle?
Yeah, we had one of our asshole friends go get him.
No, it was a guy named Raul. Raul, yeah. Went and picked him up. So.
He's no longer our friend, by the way.
No, he's not.
After that.
No, he's not. Well, didn't he take up in a relationship with Flambeau? See, Flambeau, from what I understand, Uncle Flambeau kind of goes both ways.
He's serious?
That's what I've heard. So, whatever. I mean, to each his own, but I think for either gender, that would be scary.
Yeah.
So, even scarier than Herbert from Family Guy.
Hey there, Muslims.
That's right, yeah.
That's going to feel so good for Jesse. Go make your peeps and poops.
So.
It must be my birthday.
But so Uncle Flambeau claims you have to treat anything.
World War Korea.
Why are we even discussing Uncle Flambeau? We were talking about shitty musicians, shitty band experiences, and somehow.
Well, okay.
No, I'm not blaming you.
Oh no, it's fine. It's cool.
But yeah, somehow we've gotten on the topic of we're giving this guy way too much airtime. So.
No, I think the only reason he keeps in touch with it is because I owe him $20.
Okay, so that, I'm sure there's other reasons, but that may be the prime. Uh-oh. What's going on?
He might have the hots for me.
It's very possible.
I mean, ladies out there, I'm quite the looker. Hey.
Yes.
How you fucking doing? If you Here's my idea of a perfect first date.
Okay.
You know, I come over in my piece of shit car. It's a Cavalier, but I call it the Crapalier.
The Crapalier, yes.
And I come over and I pick you up, and I have to run to your side to open up the door for you. You might think that's a nice a nice gesture and everything, but the door won't fucking open from the inside. So
right.
It's pretty fucked up. So I got to open it for you. And then maybe if you're good and if I like you enough, then we can go to homeless shelter and I'll get us a hot sandwich.
There you go.
How you doing, ladies?
That sounds like an ideal date.
Yeah.
Have you ever been corrected on somebody's name before?
Like how?
Oh, for instance, I was working in customer service some years back, working behind a desk. I was basically like an office manager. I think we were a self-storage facility.
Oh no.
Have you ever been corrected on somebody's name? That, especially when it's someone whose name you read it and you know you're pronouncing it like the way most of the English-speaking world would pronounce it. Like, for instance, how would you pronounce Suzanne? This was a topic I wanted to bring up tonight.
Suzanne?
Thank you. I had this woman walks in, and I pull up her file in the computer. I won't use last names, but I say to her, "Oh, Suzanne." She proceeds to correct me and says, "No, it's pronounced Suzanne." Oh, really, bitch? Seriously. I can't believe people who like have pretentious pronunciations. Wow, that was a whole lot of exactly. That was a whole lot of what is that?
That was me saying Suzanne.
Suzanne, right? You were saying it in Scottish or Welsh. I haven't decided what he is
What's
yet.
the fucking difference?
I'm Scottish, you cunt.
All right, good.
He's Scottish.
Good for you,
Morrissey. He is Scottish. You cunt.
Yeah. So he doesn't. I think he doesn't like me because I'm Irish.
Ooh.
Maybe it's because I'm Irish. And this is Morgan Freeman, and I just wanted to comment on people who have pretentious pronunciations of their names. When someone told me that their name was Suzanne, and it's spelled Suzanne, I said, "You're a bitch." And that's all I have to say. This is Morgan Freeman.
Take it away, Morgan.
All right, thank you.
Bada bing.
Thank you, Morgan.
Listen to that.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So, Mr. Freeman, how would you pronounce that name?
Well, Suzanne is definitely pronounced Suzanne. Any other pronunciation would just be abhorrent and unacceptable.
Well put.
Well, exactly.
Well put.
I could not have said that. Well, I can't speak. I cannot talk like Morgan Freeman.
Hey, Angus, say presentable.
Presentable. But that sort of pronunciation is abhorrent, I must say.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Angus. Say abhorrent.
Abhorrent.
nice R roll.
Does Angus have some anger issues? Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
there?
we took the G out of his name and called him Anus.
Yeah, we've called him Anus before.
Yeah, that might be a problem. I could see that. He definitely needs some counseling, and well, you can't blame him because he was born a Scotsman.
Yeah.
Screw you, Morgan Freeman. That's the last time I'll go see Shawshank Redemption again.
Well, I'm crying all the way to the bank there, Anus.
Oh,
nice,
man.
Good one.
God
good one.
Damn.
I'd like to think the last thing that went through his head, other than that bullet, was to wonder how in the hell Andy Dufresne ever got the best of it.
Oh,
thank you, Morgan Freeman,
wow.
for that. That was
great.
That was incredible.
Holy shit.
Morgan Freeman just happened to stop by here tonight in Cleveland, Ohio, of all places.
Right,
Amazing.
Good Lord.
So, Morgan, is there anything else you'd like to say to our listeners out there, and all 12 of them out
like
there?
8.
Yeah, all 8. Yeah, I think 4.
More like 8.
Yeah, 4 of them. 4 of them are currently comatose from drugs.
Yeah, I know, and Angus thinks they tune in for him.
Well, I'd just like to say that you've been listening to the Anti-Conformist Radio Network. I'm Morgan Freeman, and white folks, you need to start narrating your own goddamn documentaries.
God damn well put.
Thank you. Yeah, I would agree. I agree. You know, they need to get Connery
Ooh.
They need to get Connery. Well, how old is he now?
Dead.
No, he's not dead. He's
No,
I don't know.
almost dead.
But hey, that was the original James Bond there. Not more. Actually, it would have been cool to have a Morgan Freeman as a James Bond kind of character. Like Morgan Freeman, Mr. Freeman. I'm going to address you respectfully because you are a phenomenal actor, in my opinion. How would you, just before you go, I have to know, if you were James Bond?
Well, if I was James Bond, I'd be like, I'll take a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. And don't give me none of that house shit.
Damn.
Whoa.
No, that's your saying.
Bada bing.
Bada bing.
God damn, that hurt.
That would be awesome. Morgan Freeman as James.
That was a fucking suplex.
As a black James Bond.
God
that would
damn.
I mean, obviously, Mr. Freeman, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but with your age and what.
No, I definitely would not do that now, but, I would not mind doing Shawshank Redemption 2, where Andy Dufresne crawls through a puddle of vomit this time instead of a pipe full of shit.
Wow, right on.
Well, that's.
Right on.
Have you thought about like writing this movie or directing it maybe?
No, but I would imagine that if I could find some of the other actors to do it again, I would insist this time Andy Dufresne crawl through some vomit because I had to go all the way down to Mexico to find his honky ass.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would say that.
Jesus.
I think that's a reasonable request. I don't know about you.
God damn, Mr. Freeman, you want a piece of gum?
I only chew double mint.
It's bazooka. Come on.
I don't need no bazooka. Don't give me none of that house shit.
Ooh, you got me again.
All right, Mr. Freeman,
God
thanks for being on the show, and I guess Angus invited him, I think. So hey, at least you did one thing right today, Angus. If nothing else,
right?
We forgive you for being born.
Oh, you could just fuck right the hell off.
All right.
What do you say, anus?
So.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm not even listening to you anymore.
You have the whole show.
He kind of sounds like what's her name on Frasier? Not Daphne, or is that her name?
What was her name?
Yeah, the woman who takes care of Frasier and Niall's dad.
Oh, give me a break! She's British. I'm fucking Scottish.
Oh man.
Ooh, I think we offended
Never
him.
call a Scotsman British. Ooh.
So,
Goddamn.
Yeah. So anyway,
hey Angus, aren't you a fog breather? Is that what they call you?
He's ignoring us.
That's a British term.
Is that a British term for Scotsman?
No, it's a British term for Brits.
Ah, for Brits. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are about at the end of our program here. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in this evening, and portions of this program have been made possible by a grant from the Biloxi Toothpick Company. Better toothpicks with which to pick your teeth. You've been listening to...
You nailed that.
Ah, thank you. Yeah,
wow.
It's right here in front of me, so I naturally should.
Oh no! I was saying that was the while you're doing your toothpick commercial.
Oh
yes,
yes,
I was going to do that.
I should do. You know what? I'm going to get some copy music for that. So you've been listening to the Unnecessary Hour with Morrissey and
Jae, I guess.
J10, and our board operator and semi-competent producer and call screener is Angus McNulty in the control room.
Is he related to?
No, Mick Nolte, not Nolte, not Nick Nolte.
Oh,
no.
Well,
no, I'm not related to that fucking American actor. So he's horrible. 48 hours. Jesus Christ! I'm glad the movie wasn't that long.
Wow.
Ooh, Angus got us with a zinger.
Wow, damn, buzzing. I thought that was a halfway decent movie, but anyway, you've been listening to the Anti-Conformist Radio Network, the Unnecessary Hour with Morrissey and J10. We'll be back next week. This is ACRN.